afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Odie, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Odie's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give while we're working with him, and also the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we provide is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. You'll notice that Fred keeps that training collar high up behind Odie's ears there, on the top of his neck for maximum control. And we will show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Odie is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, and that's where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. And Fred and Odie take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Odie heel. You're going to simply start walking, and then Odie should fall in line appropriately on your left-hand side there, heeling nicely. This means that he should be keeping pace with you whether you're walking at a faster pace or a slower pace. And he should not be lagging behind on that leash, nor should he be lunging ahead and pulling. We've also gone ahead and incorporated an automatic sit into our heeling exercise, which you're going to see right here. So that means anytime you're out walking with Odie and you stop, he should sit there right at your left heel position. And he should remain in that position until you give him another command or release him of that command. And now the next command they're going to demonstrate is the stay command, and with the stay command it's a hand and a voice command. Use the open flat of your left palm right in front of his muzzle, the one-word command to stay, and then walk out to the end of your training leash. Now this is a command that you're going to want to practice very often with Odie to help build up his self-control skills to sit and stay for longer periods of time. When you're working on this at home, start at about 30 seconds, and with his continued success, you'll increase your intervals working up to a total of 3 minutes for your long sit stay, and Odie should remain seated in that position. Now he went to go into a down, so Fred just told him no, gave him a small little lift on that collar there just to remind him to stay seated. He's doing much better. Now Fred's going to go ahead and return back, walking all the way around, behind in a counterclockwise motion, returning back to heel position. And they'll demonstrate their heel sit and stay for you again. And what I was saying before I was explaining the little correction there for Odie trying to go into a down is that when you have him in his sit stays, he should remain seated in that position and should not break. If he is to do so, again, you'll follow through with what Fred did. First words out of your mouth, you tell him no, and repeat the command to sit, and provide correction on that collar if need be. So Fred leaves Odie in another sit stay out to the end of the leash. He'll give him a moment to practice holding his sit stay, and then they're going to go ahead and demonstrate the recall or the come on command. For this command, you call Odie in using his name in a friendly tone. He should get up, come in, and sit directly in front of you. It is very important to make sure he sits, as this is appropriate, and teaching him not to jump on you. Now Fred showed you that finish. He came in and sat nicely in front of you, and then you heel him around the right side of you, around the back of you, returning to your left-hand side where he sits nicely, and we'll demonstrate that again. He's holding that sit stay. Fred calls him in using his name. He comes in, sits nicely. Good boy. Around the back on the right-hand side. Turning to the left-hand side, sitting nicely. Good job. You'll see Fred give him a little pet on the head there, and every now and then you'll tell him he's doing a great job, he's a good boy. You want to make sure that you're making the commands fun and motivating for Odie, and you do so by using positive reinforcement, whether you're physically praising him by giving him a little pet on the head there or on the belly, or you can tell him he's doing a good job and give him some verbal praise. The guys are heeling into position now to demonstrate the first of our down commands, and the first one's down from a heel position. Again, you're going to use that open flat of your left palm, but this time straight down towards the ground, the one-word command to down, and then before you go ahead and walk out to the end of your training leash, give that stay command. And with the down stay, he should remain laying down in that position and should not break. And you're going to want to practice this command often as well to help build up that self-control to down stay for longer periods of time. And again, you'll start at 30 seconds, and upon his success, increase your intervals, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your down stay. So 3 minutes for your long sit stay and 5 minutes for your long down stay. Fred's going to return back. Again, counterclockwise, walking around and behind him. so that Odie ends up on his left-hand side once again. Great job. So although we recommend that you're practicing your commands and incorporating them into your everyday activities and your schedule, you want to make sure that you're setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day so that you can work Odie through his commands in a formal obedience training session such as this video here. It's great practice for the both of you and will help with the transition back into the house. So Fred left him in another down stay. He'll give him a moment to hold that down stay for some practice. And then they're going to demonstrate their come on command from the down position for you this time, where Odie gets up to come in.
Odie, come.
Gets on up, comes on in, sits nicely. Great job, Odie. Oh, around the back. Good job. So now they're going to demonstrate the second of the down commands. It's down from a distance. Leave Odie in a sit stay, walk out to the end of your leash, and from the end of the leash use your right hand to give Odie the down command. He should drop into a down directly where he is seated. Perfectly done. Good boy. Now what Fred and Odie are about to demonstrate for you is a small sample of the beginnings of our advanced off-leash training. By this, what we're going to do is drop the leash when we give them a sit stay and slowly increase the amount of distance between ourselves and Odie here. Now this is something that if you're very, very diligent and consistent with his on-leash training, you'll be able to advance to dropping the leash in the future. You want to make sure that Odie is following through with all of his commands on leash first and is obeying you. So we've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Odie has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Odie. We ask that you keep us posted on his progress, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.